Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are joined by David and his lovely 992 GT3 that we have fitted a Capristo catback exhaust to. So we've left the manifolds, we left the original cats in the GPF, so it's just a back box. And I was kind of interested to see how much of a difference it made and kind of what these sounded like, because they sound good out of the box, but there's definitely some more to get. And from the little drive that we just had, which I'm sure you guys would have seen already, it sounds pretty good.
It does sound good, yeah.
And you're the man, so you know, how have you found it? Because you picked it up yesterday?
Yes, picked it up from Nelson, where Porsche Link fitted it for me.
Yeah.
Sounded fantastic just from start up. Once it had got through its idle, big difference from the stock exhaust. Stock exhaust, as I said to you, was I think too quiet for the car, for the product itself. I love the GT products. I think it just enriches that exhaust note, lets the engine flow. Yeah, great. I'm very, very pleased with it so far.
Because the thing is, there's the intake noise on the GT products is always really good, but the exhaust side, especially now with all the GPF stuff, it's much more difficult. So I'm really glad to hear that it's made such a difference, because I didn't hear it before. I've just hopped in and it sounded amazing.
It sounds
really good. But and as I said to you, I don't think you'd want it to be much more. No. Because it's not intrusive right now. It just gives you that feedback that I think it probably didn't have before.
I think, as we said in the car, it gives you a nice balance.
Completely.
It's because you can get too leery with the sounds.
Yeah.
It's a lovely car. You want to hear the engine note as you're driving, but you don't want it to be too intrusive in the cabin, or for anybody else for that matter.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really nice balance, as we said in the car. I'm very, very pleased with it.
No, it is, it is. But the thing is, if anybody was placed to kind of comment on Porsche exhausts, it is you, because you've had a fair few.
Yes.
So from my memory, and I'm sure you'll fill me in, you've had 991 turbo, 992 turbo, 991.2 GT3 RS Weissach.
Weissach, that one.
Anything else?
Yeah, as long as Porsche's got, as the big Porsches, I've had 4x4s and such like. Yeah, I've had Cayenne, had a Cayenne turbo.
Oh, what, the Cayenne Turbo GT?
The Turbo S.
Fine. Because I'm desperate to have a go in a Cayenne Turbo GT. I'm not an SUV guy by trade.
Yeah.
But that does look fun.
I think from a day-to-day car, the Turbo S Cayenne I had, great utility vehicle, amazingly quick for the size of vehicle it was. Yeah, very good product. So yeah, I've had a lot of Porsche products. My favourite one, pre this car, was the 991 GT3 RS Weissach, special car that had a stock titanium exhaust on it, which I thought sounded fantastic for the car.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the times that Porsche have actually got it right with the exhaust on the car. The Turbo S's I've had, the 991 Turbo S, as I said to you, that had a car graphic that you fitted for me. That sounded immense, because I thought the exhaust note again was too muted.
Yes.
The 992 Turbo S that I had, epic car, just needed an exhaust system, which you ordered for me, but we didn't get to fit it because I bought this instead. But yeah, I think this is the right balance for this particular car.
Totally.
But like I said, in the 991 Weissach that I had, that was fine.
Yes.
They did a good job on that.
I think the other thing that's worth mentioning is that, if you did go whole hog and do the full exhaust, it would sound amazing, but you drive your cars a lot.
Yes.
And I think that's the kind of things you personally don't want it to detract from the usability.
No.
And I think this strikes a really clean balance between, it sounded good to start with, but it now sounds a lot better, but it's not going to make you think twice about using the car, which, if you've got a decat at 812 or you've got this with a full system, you're going to think twice if you're going on a long journey or anything.
Absolutely.
From the little bit of driving we did, it didn't seem like there was any drone. It kind of wasn't ringing my ears out, it just sounded nice. And as I said to you, because I'm a big bike guy, this engine, it's just like a motorbike. It revs to the moon.
It pulls right the way through to 9. Straight, linear, no pauses, straight the way up to 9. Of course, we can turn the ports off. Yeah. Which makes it very, very drivable. If you were on a long journey, you probably wouldn't want the ports open. But the engine, and as you say, from the pull-through on the engine, is it's immense.
It's absurd.
It's a fantastic rev limit on it, yeah. Right, do you want to hear her?
Yeah, that's it.
Right, here we go.
You know what, for an OPF car, that sounds really good.
It's not bad. So that's with valve shut. Then we open the valves just a little bit deeper.
Oh wow!
Does make a difference, doesn't it?
And for a catback, that's really impressive. I mean, how much of a difference from standard?
It does make a difference. It'd be interesting to see when we get the full system with the remotes. I think it's going to make a difference again. Yeah, but when the guys followed me, they said they could hear me all the way down the M65 when I picked it up from Nelson.
Exactly what you want.
Which is absolutely unreal, isn't it? So
that's awesome. God, I love these things. Yeah, this is, as I said, the first GT3 I've been in, 992 gen anyway, so I'm excited to see what we can do.
Right, shall we give it a go?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the nice thing about these GT products is they rev so high.
Yes.
You know, normally aspirated, you can get it up to 9,000, it absolutely sings.
I mean, there's not many cars you can get up to 9. That noise is just so iconic.
It's good. I love it the way they've kept it normally aspirated.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the GTs.
Because I think a lot of people were really upset that the range became completely turbocharged by the GT products.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the C2S and things like that, historically were NA and now a turbo. But this is a really important thing for them to keep actually aspirated.
I think it is. I mean, the Turbo S, or the Turbo S's that I've had, I mean, they're just amazingly quick, but they don't quite get the soul.
They don't do that.
They don't do that, yeah.
I mean, have you watched any of the interviews with Andreas Preuninger, who's kind of the head of the GT department?
No, I haven't, no.
So I'll send some stuff over to you to watch. It's really interesting. So his whole thing is like, this car had to have a GPF in it,
Right.
but they were absolutely insistent that it had to keep this sound. And I mean, I don't know what it compares to, like, because you had the 901.2.
Yes.
That was the first OPF GT3, and so does this sound similar? Is it any different?
It does sound very similar. I had a stock exhaust on that one, so it's the titanium exhaust on
Fine,
it, so
yeah.
it sounded very, very good. I thought this one, just with its stock exhaust, was a bit numb.
Fine.
We'll just try and get a few revs out of it here.
It's just so effortless.
It just pulls.
So effortless.
Just pulls right the way through the range. It's
And
excellent.
that PDK gearbox is just magical. It's absolute wizardry what they've managed to do with that thing. Goodness me, wow.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It's just like a motorbike.
Yeah.
It just builds and builds and builds.
Keeps going. There's no limit to it. Right
And
away.
it's so linear from the passenger seat anyway, it feels it.
It's a nice, smooth pull through. Here we go.
And it's not intrusive either, it just sounds good.
It sounds good. I like the level. It's not a hooligan sound, is it? It just lets the engine sing.
And so we were kind of discussing whether to do the manifolds and the cats and everything, but I think actually much more than this, it wouldn't necessarily be as dailyable.
No.
This you come up in and the valve's closed, I'm assuming it's near on silent. Well, how much power do these things have? 500 horse?
530, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that to me is kind of the right amount, where you can get in trouble, but not too much. I think, you know, an 800 horsepower 812, who can actually ride that?
Yeah.